We
Yeah,
live.
trying to.
So I'll take the Chargers to cover there.
Wrong one, wrong one. We on the Dallas
All
Cowboys,
right, my
Washington
bad, my bad.
Commanders.
Jaguars money line. Take Jags money line.
I'm going with the Bears, man. I'm going with the Bears. I just feel like they're going to win that game. That's it.
That's a suicidal bet right there.
Oh man, here we go. Bring out the.
All right, next. But no, on the Washington and Cowboys, you were saying we're not going to trust Carson Wentz again. I think I'm gonna trust him again. I think
No way.
I'm down, bro. It's a short life, not a good life. You know what I mean? It's a short life. This is what I did last week. I was like, I'm not gonna trust Baker again. But once you get that feeling of like, I hate this team, I don't ever want to touch this team, that's when you bet that team. In my opinion, do not write that down and don't quote me. But that's when I want to bet that team because I know nobody else on earth wants to touch that team. So I always want to go against the public in this spot. We got a big, giant favorite public team in the Cowboys coming off a clear Monday night primetime game. Teams off primetime games. I don't have the stats in front of me, but they're usually, especially a public team like that, I kind of want to take this. Just basically, this is so obvious that I don't want to take the Cowboys, and I still think the Cowboys have a lot of flaws that the Commanders can exploit. On Monday night and against the Bengals, they face two teams with bad O lines, not prepared, taking the backup situation a little bit for granted. I think the Commanders are a little bit desperate, and I think they could steal this one. It's a divisional game. Both teams know each other. Washington beat them a couple times last year. They match up well with him. It's going to be just basically dependent on can the Ron Rivera can get a couple guys to match up with Michael Parsons, maybe chip block. I don't know what it is. And then if they can get some time for Wentz to throw, he can shred them downfield. They got elite weapons on the outside. He can shred them downfield. So this is a bet I'm not proud to take. I do have the Commanders money line in some plays. I'm just like, if I don't take him here, I'm never going to take it. So that's where I'm at. But I wouldn't recommend it for the faint of heart. This is not a fun game to bet. This is in the category of Bears Giants.
Yeah, but see, like a team like the Commanders, it's okay to never take them. So I don't know why you feel forced. I'm gonna go ahead yeah, I mean, if you have that feeling, you have that feeling, man. You had the feeling last week, and I don't know, man. It didn't really work out with the Commanders last week.
Taking this week. That's why.
But you're doubling down, and I respect any man who's willing to double down. I'll double down on the Cowboys this week again, man. Just like you said, if Carson Wentz can buy some time and actually throw the ball deep, that'll be nice. But Cowboys defense is their rush defense, especially. They've proven that they don't really give quarterbacks a lot of time to actually throw the ball and actually get comfortable and get in a rhythm. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take the Cowboys here. They're at home. They have good momentum. They're in a good rhythm. Cooper Rush is feeling confident, which is very important for a backup quarterback to do. And like I was saying earlier, he's not a type of quarterback that will go out of his way and actually win games, but he won't do anything to lose games. So yeah, right here I'll take the Cowboys. I might buy a half a point and tease it down to 2.5, but they should cover this in this situation, and that being the Cowboys.
Yeah, I agree with Sojad. I think I'm just going to go off of the pedigree or lack thereof of Cooper Rush and the team. They have a pretty impressive win over the Bengals. They have a pretty impressive win over a hot New York Giants team. I mean, they didn't really play Tampa Bay too well, but I just think that defense led by Michael Parsons and the energy within the franchise, I really think that the Cowboys have what it takes to win this game convincingly. As long as Carson Wentz stays doing his Carson Wentz things, not much you can say. I'm taking the Cowboys -3 here, man.
Remember, Wentz beat the Jags week 1. Like he's a roller coaster, but sometimes he's up.
Hey, Wentz won an NFC championship on one ACL, but
He could get up this week. That's all I'm saying. I just feel like there's too much hype for the Cowboys right now, and there's a lot that could be exposed. Will the Commanders be the team to expose it? I don't know, but I'm just gonna lean with the value on the hook. Divisional game. Feel like the Commanders are due.
I feel it.
But I can definitely be watching that game and see them down like 17-0 and be like, oh my God. I cannot I can't believe I'm in.
So next up, we got Arizona Cardinals in Carolina at the Panthers, -1.5 Panthers. I think Kyler Murray is going to do his thing again. The Cardinals are good enough to take care of bad teams. Right?
They are a bad, bro. I don't know, man. They could be the worst team in the league, to be honest.
No. They're middle of the road.
No. They're like bottom four for sure. Bottom
in
four.
the whole league.
Bro, their defense is probably bottom. Defense is definitely bottom four. And that offense, they just don't know what they're doing. They have no idea what they're doing. They miss D-Hop. They miss Rondale Moore. They miss A.J. Green being healthy. They miss Christian Kirk, who they let go. They have Malcolm or Marquise Brown, and that's it. They can't run the ball. The only way they've been winning or they won is that it gets to the fourth quarter and Kyle just – the defense on the other side is tired, and Kyle just runs around and goes superhero. But the Panthers actually have a top defense. Like, they got a top 12 defense. They can get after you. They got an elite secondary, great rush. It's just going to come down to the same thing again. Is Baker Mayfield going to fuck it up? Because they should be able to handle run on them comfortably. It's just, I would take, for me, I have the Panthers first half in a lot of parlays. I'm going to take the first half. I'm not going to give Kyler a chance to fuck me over in the end, in the second half. And I'm just going to bet on the better team. I don't know whose coach is better. Both coaches are pretty trash. It's kind of one that I'm taking a better team. I think the Panthers are definitely clearly better than them. But, again, I'm going to come back to the quarterback because one side has a better quarterback. The other side has a better team. As long as Baker doesn't mess it up, they should be able to win this game. But that is saying a lot. But I prefer the first half bet. That Cards team is really bad. They can't do anything. They don't have Kyler doesn't want to run. If Kyler doesn't want to run, then he might not be the better quarterback because decision making is lacking. The game plan is lacking. They can't run the ball. They're missing most of the receivers. Defense is atrocious. And they're on the road, even though I do like the Cards on the road. Usually they're a good road cover team, but I don't know if they have it this week. I just feel like they're meant to be a team. The Panthers have bad luck, bad bounces, bad kicks go against them. I think they get right this week.
Taking that first half bet is a very interesting strategy. It's very well thought out, and I definitely appreciate that attention to detail because, like you said earlier, Kyler Murray is like a fourth quarter, just drawing in the dirt kind of quarterback. So Panthers first half seems pretty safe, and it makes a lot of sense. So I might add that into a couple of my plays this weekend. What else was I going to say about that game? Yeah, I don't think I have much more to say. Isn't McCaffrey's questionable though?
He's always
yeah. He was on the injury report, but he'll play.
Oh, it's not that real questionable. All right then. Okay, actually, yeah, I do remember my question now. Why is it only 1.5? Doesn't that imply that the Cardinals are better if it's only 1.5?
It does, which is why it opened up at a half point, I think, or the lines moved up a point. But I think it's still undervalued. I think Vegas is just seeing it as Cardinals are a public team, not a public team, but a team that people are more familiar with.
Yeah.
Because the people just hate on the Panthers. Similar to the Commanders, nobody wants to bet those two teams. So it's kind of like, I think Vegas is tossing a point the other way. But I think the Panthers have enough to work with. It just depends if they serious. I think we're gonna find out a lot about Baker Mayfield. If he can't win this game, or if he loses them this game, it might be a wrap for his career, bro. 1-3 is a lot different than 2-2. This game could literally be career. So
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
I could definitely see the Cardinals. Man,
say it again.
Got to take the Panthers. No, I'm just saying I can see the Cardinals winning too. I just got to take the Panthers here and just bet on the obvious better team.
Now, speaking of teams that are on the brink of make or break, if the Raiders go 0-4 this weekend,
let Soja go, bro.
Say it again.
Soja voice, his body, his choice, his voice.
Look, now I have control of the recording now, but now Blake's gonna cut me off in a different way. Huh?
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's like Blake trying to cut you off so the video don't cut off.
Yeah, I was trying to be ahead, but now it's about to cut off.
He's trying to move on. It's all right. I'll take Carolina, but we can move on.
Oh, damn.
I gotta go make a TikTok. This YouTube is flopping anyways.
Low key. All right, look. I'm gonna let Sojet open up with Denver Broncos at Las Vegas Raiders.
Denver Broncos at the Raiders.
The Raiders are minus 2.5 favorites.
That's a close spread, right? Where Raiders are favored by 2.5. So pretty much Vegas is saying the two teams are even.
Yeah.
The Broncos are coming off a game where they just looked absolutely terrible. There hasn't been a home game for the Broncos yet where the home team hasn't been frustrated with Russ and that offense. But last week they were going up against a very, very tough 49ers defense. So while Russ was missing some plays, I think at the end there we really saw what Russ can do once he gets a little bit loose. He did, in the end, in the fourth quarter, whether you want to admit it or not, Russ was the reason that they actually won that game. He did enough to in that last drive go down and score that touchdown. So here, I'm gonna take the Broncos. The Raiders are 0-3. I think they'll be 0-4 when this week is done. The Broncos are slowly every week getting a little bit better. Last week, I know, like I mentioned, they didn't look great on offense, but I think that's more a testament to the defense of the Niners rather than Broncos getting worse offensively. And the Raiders don't have a crazy good defense. They're an average defensive team. So hopefully this is a spot where the Denver fans can, start to see some light at the end of the tunnel, and also Broncos are 2-1. They have a winning record and everybody's acting like their season is over for some reason. It's a new quarterback in a new system. So they're going to take some time to actually, mesh and get that chemistry, but they're getting their wins along the way. So I'll take the Broncos right here. Plus 2.5. Since they're underdogs, I'll take a money line.
Nice.
What you think, Blake?
For me, I mean, it's hard for me to try to buck the trend of 0-3. But then again, going 0-4 is kind of crazy too. Like they got to win at some point, right? It's like the Browns of the late 2010s. It's like, yo, y'all really gonna go 0-16? Like, there's just no way. But with that being said, the Broncos aren't the team to do that against, and so I just have to play the numbers, and I would just go with Broncos plus 2.5. I think Broncos also have to get right. They're 2-1 and they're not even playing close to their potential. And so I honestly think they can only get better from here. And this is the perfect team to get right against. So I would take Broncos plus 2.5. And also it's
go ahead.
As far as the coaching matchup, I mean, Nathaniel Hackett isn't going to get outdone or I guess he's not going to outdumb the Raiders coach. It's going to be like dumb versus dumber. So it's not going to be an issue there. I'm taking Denver Broncos plus 2.5.
Okay. In essence, I agree with y'all. The value is on the Broncos. I do think they're a little undervalued because of the I'm sorry. because of the just like Soja was saying, like there's a lot of hate on a 2-1 team. Like I've never seen this. Well, I have seen this much hate on a 2-1 team, but I understand they haven't looked the way they've looked. But the sign of a great team is being able to struggle, figure out who you are, and still win. That's the sign of a great team. That defense is elite. Probably it's looking like a top 5 defense. Still questions about who they faced. I think that last game turned when forgot who their left tackle is, but once he went out, I think that's what helped the Broncos win the game. Oh man, I'm gonna take the Raiders here though. I just think, like you said, they're due. They're due. I feel like this is a culmination of the last 3. So, Jan, stop rolling your goddamn eyes. All right, you look at me when I speak to you.
I'm not happy about this pick, man.
Dude, I think the Raiders are one of my top 5 favorite bets, but this is strictly on. I don't know why I was watching like random film of them. They leave so many plays on the field. But Josh McDaniels.
Why is that going to change? Why is that going to change in week 4?
Sometimes with the new head coaching staff, it takes a while to adjust. I understand the same argument can be made for the Broncos, but I trust Josh McDaniels more in this spot at home with a quarterback who's a little more resilient. Russ is resilient in games, but Derek Carr is resilient in that locker room and getting them together. They've been there before. Devontae Adams is pissed. They can go up and drop 30 on this team.
Look, man, you in the last segment, we got done talking about the Cardinals being one of the worst defensive teams we've ever seen in our lives. The Raiders couldn't get right against that team, and now they're going up against a top 5 defensive team in the Broncos, and this is where you're going to choose for the Raiders to get right.
I think the Raiders have learned their lesson. I think they learned from the error of their ways. Give them a chance.
All right. I like you standing up for these underdogs and all these. I don't know who you owe money to in Vegas and why you're sticking up for them, but it's all good, man.
Dude, hey, all I gotta say is the Raiders win this one, I'm clean. My debts are paid. But yeah, man, I wouldn't be surprised if Broncos win this one, honestly. Like, Broncos to me are the better team. I just don't know if I could trust them to play like the better team. I think Raiders, the last 3 weeks, they've had such close games. They almost beat the Chargers, made mistakes. Almost beat the Cardinals, made horrible mistakes. Could have beat the Titans. They left plays on the field. I feel like they just get it right this week. Josh McDaniels is on the hot seat. This team is desperate. They're at home in that loud stadium. I feel like they get right this week. I feel like I'm buying low on the Raiders. Shoot. Which is tough because the Raiders,
low.
About how low I'm buying, but I just feel like they get right this week. They match it. Boy, man. They don't win this week. Shoot. I'm going to be stripping in Vegas.
That's a top 5 pick, bro.
Top 5 pick. Top 5 pick. All right.
That's bold.
That's very bold.
Ben Simmons. I picked Ben Simmons.
Next up, we got the New England Patriots in Lambeau Field against the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers, who are 9.5-point favorites over these visiting Patriots. How do you guys feel about this?
Is Mac Jones going to play?
Day to day. Do I look like a doctor?
Hey, that fool's let's be real. He's got a high ankle sprain.
Mac Jones is done, right?
Yeah, ankle sprain.
Yeah, Mac Jones is cooked. Let's go ahead and take Green Bay to cover that 9.5 and lock that in. That's one of the locks of the week, actually. 9.5 is a lot of points. 9.5 is a lot of points, but it's, who's the quarterback for the Patriots?
Brian Hoyer.
Okay. Well, you can Hoyer that spread up to 11.5 points.
Jesus. Hey. It's not about who the quarterback, though. It's who's the coach on that sideline.
Bro, you heard what Popovich said, man. He's just here for a paycheck, man. Belichick is no different.
Hey,
on the low, though.
Anybody in Vegas, don't bet on the Patriots.
True. I'm not going to lie. I got to back my team on this spot, the Pats. I took them at 10.5. I love them at 10.5. 9.5 is a little sketch to me. Because I feel like it's around a 10-point game. So, but, we seen that Packers offense last week. They could barely put up 14 points on the Bucs. and I don't think the Pats defense is the Bucks, but I think they have enough personnel combined with Bill's defensive genius to be able to hold them under 20. And then the question is, can the Pats put up 10 points? I feel like this would be a low-scoring game. I think the Packers are still missing receivers. They're missing Christian Watson. Sammy is obviously eternally on IR.
Yo, Blake was asleep,
Bro,
bro.
he's falling asleep, right? I thought he was messing with me, bro. I thought you were messing around, but you actually
What are you
did that,
talking about?
bro.
You just said he was on IR.
And you
Oh,
still
man.
can't tell because there's 2 white dots turning to black. Like you swear we can't tell.
We have
Check
the
the tape.
recording.
Check the tape. That shit
Roll
better
the
be on
tape.
speaker view.
Roll the tape.
It better be on speaker view.
Bro,
Man, y'all got me fucked up. It's midnight over here, dog.
No shit wasn't ending every 5 seconds. We be all right.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
I messed up, and I came 45 minutes late.
Yeah, you did.
no, you said you would come 45 minutes late. You came an hour and 15 minutes late.
That's what I'm
That
saying,
was
bro.
Andy. Hey, that last 30 minutes was Andy.
Hell no, bro. Don't be putting that. I had 5 minutes to blame. 5 minutes. The rest is you.
If you guys checked earlier tips, I've been nodding off. Dog. I've been nodding off.
I just didn't know,
Like,
like,
you-
who fucking around or what.
no,
But
no,
I
no,
did
no,
know-
no.
Bro,
I'm fighting
since,
for
like,
my life out here.
You've been nodding off since like part 2, bro.
Yeah, I've been fighting for my life out here.
Bro, he was making a pick earlier and his voice was dying as he was talking. I'm like, this guy's giving financial advice to people, bro. This guy's half asleep. He's giving people advice in his dreams, man.
No,
He's about to fall asleep mid-sentence.
hey, bro.
Disclaimer: this is not financial advice.
Dead ass it is, bro. We talking stocks, investments,
Y'all
portfolios.
gonna get us in a lawsuit.
I'm confident about all my picks.
Also,
All
to help
right,
the viewers,
hey, I'm awake. Let's get it.
to wrap up my pick, I took him at 10.5. I'm gonna pull a Blake, and if you like him, I will take him at 10.5, not 9.5. But yeah, I just think the Pats figure out a way to keep this close. They've been getting shot on for the last 2 weeks. I think we've seen the Cowboys teams kind of rise up when a backup quarterback takes place. They know everybody has to step up. And Bill Belichick does have a good record without his starting quarterback, including like Brian Hoyer himself has a solid a good record, above 50% record against the spread. So this is a talentless Pats team, but I think they can figure out a way to put up enough points to cover.
Don't sleep on the Packers.
Nope, not me. Sleepy. Yeah, that's me. All right, we got 3 more games. Let's move on to the home stretch.
Yes,
We
sir.
got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, aka Minnesota Vikings. It's a bad joke for some of y'all, but unfortunately, the citizens of Tampa Bay are currently fighting Hurricane Ian. So we'd like to send our thoughts and prayers to the citizens of Tampa Bay.
Next.
But anyway, let's get this money. Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who winning on a neutral site? All right, I'm gonna say it. I got the Kansas City Chiefs -1.5. They're
Yeah.
both coming off a loss. Tom Brady just lost to a nemesis, Aaron Rodgers, last week. Patrick Mahomes just lost to the Indianapolis Colts. Patrick Mahomes is definitely more embarrassed. He's definitely got more to lose coming off 2 losses in a row. Tampa Bay can bounce back. Tampa Bay is not as desperate in this position. Kansas City needs this win for sure. You can't lose 2 in a row, especially with that first loss being to the Indianapolis Colts. So I got the AFC favorites and the Super Bowl favorite Kansas City Chiefs to come into Tampa Bay, aka Minnesota, and take that 1.5 point spread.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there,
Okay.
man. Tom Brady should have just retired and figured out his family situation because he's not looking good out there on the field, man. Tampa Bay's defense is pretty solid. There's no doubt about that. But I would be very surprised to see the Chiefs lose back-to-back weeks. I know last week was against the Colts and they kind of got surprised by that loss. I think Patrick Mahomes makes the necessary adjustments. And you can see on the sideline there, they were a bit frustrated with I think it was with the offensive coordinator that Mahomes was arguing with. So these guys are still trying to figure some things out clearly. But to be honest, the week before that, the Chiefs did have a lucky win against the Chargers. So you could argue that the Chiefs actually should be coming off of two losses in a row. So right here, I'm just gonna take the Chiefs, man.
Man, I am on the opposite side of this. I feel like this is
bro.
like,
Hey, Soja, Andy just like to be the opposite, bro. He don't even know what he's betting at this point.
why do y'all like being the opposite? You ever thought about that? Huh?
I don't even know.
On purpose, bro. I swear.
No, I believe you. Let's hear it though.
I mean, the line did open up at 2.5 and moved to 1.5 in favor of the Bucks, even though they could not be playing at home. I feel like, honestly, the more I think about it, this is like the perfect Tom Brady game. This is a perfect Tom Brady game. It's going to be both offenses have stuff to work out. The Chiefs, I have, after that Colts game, even in the Chargers game, I have a lot of questions about that offense. They missed Tyreek. They don't have guys besides Kelsey that can separate and get and beat one-on-one man coverage. If Todd Bowles, who's the man coverage king, puts pressure on Mahomes, that offensive line looked a little shaky the last 2 weeks, even though it's supposed to be a vaunted new offensive line. Looked a little shaky. I'm not seeing Juju separate. I'm not seeing MBS separate or run the routes properly. I think Hardman's out right now. They just have a lot of questions. I feel like the Bucs defense is probably the best in the league. If they can hold him down and make it a one-score game and make it a tight nip and tuck who makes more mistakes, that's a Tom Brady game. And that's a Tom Brady game that he would win. I think they're pissed off after last week. I feel like the best unit on the field is the Bucs defense. And this is the type of game I feel like Brady wins. I'm just going to go with the Pats. I'm sorry. Still stuck in 2015. I'm going to go with the Bucs in this spot. I feel like Brady just pulls this out. He's going to get Evans back. That's a big weapon. I feel like Evans kind of cancels out Kelsey, and it comes down to who makes more mistakes. And I think the Chiefs are still a really young team. The Bucs they're still, most of that roster is from the Super Bowl. They're a Super Bowl team. So I feel like they kind of man up and handle this team. And we leave that week thinking, what's wrong with the Chiefs? Also invest in some Broncos, even though that doesn't make sense because I picked the Raiders.
It's not the same Super Bowl team, man. They have a different quarterback. Tom Brady has had like 7 facial reconstruction surgeries since that Super Bowl, man.
Man, what is he doing?
I'm actually surprised to see Soja fading Tampa Bay because he's been pretty pro Tom Brady for a few weeks now.
He's let me down, man. He's come up short. They're not putting up points on the board. They're not playing great defenses, and it just shows that, something is missing in Tampa.
Like Evans, he's going to be back soon.
It's consistently healthy receivers and targets and Rob Gronkowski.
Hey, think about who he's faced, too. He's faced the Cowboys, who we know now have an elite defensive line. He's faced the Saints, who have a really good defense. And he's faced the Packers, who, in my opinion, have a top 7 defense. He's faced some really good defenses. I feel like they break through a little. I agree they got problems. They got issues. I feel like they show up this week and do just enough to win.
I just got a top 5 defense, but you're still taking the Patriots plus 9.5.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think they're going to hold the Pats down. But I can see – the thing about Rodgers, bro, is Rodgers, when he faces adversity or stuff he doesn't understand, like a scheme he doesn't understand, he shuts down. So they haven't scored. They scored 1 touchdown in the second half of all 3 games. He just shuts down because he doesn't trust those guys yet. So I feel like if I trusted Rodgers, like if it was Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers' place, I would take the Packers. But I think Rodgers is just going to try to not fuck it up and just come in. Like that Bucs game, they were about to be up 21-0, and then what's his name? Aaron Jones gets the fumble on the 1-yard line, and Aaron Rodgers just went into a shell and didn't trust nobody. I'm like, bro, you can't keep winning. Like, you can't win that way. You don't have Devontae anymore. You just lock in on him. You got to trust these guys. Okay, bye, Blake.
What? No, I'm here.
Yeah, definitely a toss-up game. If the Bucs do play at home, I would love the Bucs in that spot. Love them. In the Viking Stadium, whatever it is, it's a little bit more dicey, but I still feel like Brady, he just got like an underdog right now. Everybody counting him out. I like the Bucs, and I like Bucs futures. Take the Bucs futures. By the time they get the end of the year, they're gonna be the best damn
Yeah, that's crazy. His phone just died.
Yeah.
We were so close.
He went out swinging though.
Oh my God,
Went
we're
out
close.
swinging. Yeah.
This is crazy.
We got 8 minutes left. I don't think we're gonna get Andy back.
For sure. Well, let's just run these last two then.
Okay.
So we got Andy, damn, he made it. You hear Andy?
Somebody play the Undertaker theme song, please.
On me, bro. Was that my fault
Yeah.
that time?
No, that was my
Yeah,
bad,
man.
bro. My bad.
You know what I realized
So-
too? I'm going to
Hey, Will.
our pod boys against a lot of their things.
Go
I
against
hope
the what?
What did you
the
say?
pod
Say that?
boys. The pod boys what's it, the favorites.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
what about them? They go against our logic?
No, I'm going against a lot of their picks this week.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they're starting to give me some phony energy, honestly.
What do you mean? What you mean?
I don't know, man.
Phony
Like
and
last week, not phony energy, but last week they lost me some money and I'm just salty.
I told you this. If they lose you money, you're gonna feel a different way about it.
yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. You just gotta
Are
follow.
the
I don't picks. I listen to them for the logic. If I agree with the logic, then I'm more likely to side with them. If I don't agree with the logic, or if they have mentioned something that I'm thinking about they didn't think about, then I go with my own pick. But there's like
Yeah.
so many other sources out there too. Like, just kind of gotta pick your own shit. Whatever your gut says, you'll be happy. With your gut.
Yeah. They be tripping sometimes. These last two though, we got about 5 minutes left. We got the LA Rams at the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco 49ers are 1.5 point favorites at home in the Bay against the LA Rams. So I think the LA Rams, like a lot of mainstream media, they're seeing some holes. These are some leaky pipes, and they've gotten away with some lucky ones, being like the Atlanta game, and I mean I think last week they could have easily lost to the Cardinals too, but the Cardinals obviously are feast or famine. I just think that the history between Shanahan and McVay in the regular season, not the playoffs, I'm gonna go with the Niners in this one.
Continue.
Yeah,
I'm
the
sorry.
Niners. Yeah, Niners historically have the Rams number in the regular season, and they'll be coming, playing with a little bit of extra motivation after the way they were ran last year in the postseason by the Rams. But I did not like what I saw from Jimmy G last week at all, man. Has the guy gotten worse? Has he gotten worse, or is that just normal Jimmy G?
That's that top 5 defense in Denver, according to Andy. That's all it was.
Yeah, it's possible. Rams have a solid defensive core too. It's not like Rams are pushovers on the defensive side. So
They're
so
good,
right here,
but they're old.
They are old, man, but they're not that old, man. I'll take Rams money line. What about you, Andy?
Man, I've been flip-flopping on this game all week. I had bets on both sides of this all week. I agree the 49ers should be able to handle, but I'm going with the Rams too. I feel like
Wow.
this is a spot where I think honestly the biggest thing is that left tackle. I can't remember his name, but Trent Williams, best left tackle in the game, got hurt last game. Made them bring George Kittle in to block more. Means that they only have one weapon, Deebo Samuel. Rams blocked Deebo Samuel and then basically play chicken with the 49ers and said, do you want to put Kittle out there and get Aaron Donald rushing you, or do you want to put Kittle in and have Blake wake up?
I'm awake.
And have a basically, I'm gonna go with the Rams. I feel like they got the veteran group to tough this out. I agree with Sojay. I think Jimmy G looks a little. He's out of shape. He's not used to playbook. They got some. Everything's not perfect. He's a little bit lackluster. I'm gonna roll with Matt Stafford and the boys. I got questions about them too, but I'm gonna go with the Rams on this one.
Okay.
Thank you.
Last but not least, how much minutes do we have, Soja?
3.5 minutes. Let's go.
dope. We got Indianapolis Colts at Denver Broncos. Ain't no way the Colts is winning 2 in a row. Ain't no way.
How many do they have?
Hold up.
Yo. How many minutes we got?
You're telling me the Colts are playing twice? What's going on?
Dude, we already
Man,
covered
bro.
the Broncos and we already covered the Colts. That was the last game of the slate.
That was? So wait, what about
Yeah, I was
Colts
wondering-
Titans?
And it's just sometimes you're going by Action Network, huh?
No, I'm on FanDuel.
That's next week.
They might
That's the
it might
Thursday
just
game.
be a repeat.
Five.
It says
No,
Monday though.
Colts Broncos is Thursday night's game for week 5. It's the following week.
Oh
That's
shit! I wonder if I
October
can bet that right now.
You can.
Okay, I'm tripping, man.
Don't be like me, y'all.
Minus 2.5. You should take Broncos on that.
Broncos minus 2.5. Ooh,
Lock it in.
man, that's so scary. I gotta see
Yeah,
how
'cause
tomorrow's
Colts
game
are about
goes.
to-
'Cause no
Colts
way
are
I'm
about
gonna
to
take
lose.
favorites. 4
Colts are about to
weeks
lose
in
right
a
now.
row.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to trickle some money into week 5, you should definitely take Broncos to cover that 2.5 points, because Broncos are going to win their game tomorrow. Colts are going to lose, or sorry, Sunday, and that spread will adjust.
Damn. Boy, all right. We gonna see. We gonna see. Raiders.
Hmm.
Raiders.
Hmm. Huh. Who wins parlays? Huh. I can.
Yeah. You guys hear about the Try guys?
About the what?
Ned
Try
from
Guys?
Try, he cheated.
Shut your bitch ass.
Ned.
Bro, that's all I was seeing on Twitter. Like, what is going on, bro? Like, who are these Try Guys? And I went through the whole social media. I was like, this is lame as hell.
Probably
They're just-
it's probably video gamers.
no,
No.
they're
Like a show from a while ago.
they're like YouTubers only. Yeah, they have like a show, but it's basically like their shtick is like they're good dads and kind of like it's like real white people humor, but like the most maximum white. Like
it sounds
you
like
feel me?
Gen,
Like-
it sounds like some Gen Z shit.
I don't know. It's like
Well, we're about to run out of time here, so it's your boys from Shamble Gamble. Take this advice and do exactly the opposite of what we say, because we can't even figure out the Zoom. So I hope you guys had a good time with us, because we couldn't stay awake ourselves. So hopefully you don't sleep on us. I can't even speak anymore. It's late as hell. Let's go.
God
yeah.
damn, hey. I
yeah,
appreciate
we
y'all.
go.
Hey, we're gonna keep getting right. We just got back from Germany, but we're gonna keep getting right.
Yeah,
That's
that's right. This man is yelling "yeah" area with the LA cap on his head. Let's go, baby. That's our night.
Yeah.